we're big believers that digital video will only continue to grow at enormous pace, both from a ratings perspective and from a revenue perspective. The challenge for the sellers, the programmers or the MVPDs with digital video has really been the ability to take their TV budgets and allocate it to digital video. And we have customers that make a decision, okay, with digital video, we'll just stick it under the digital umbrella and take the digital dollars and allocate it to digital video. And we have some customers that say, well, I want to package it with television, but the challenge there is digital video is bought like digital. I'm buying an impression-based buy, I can highly target that. But with my television inventory, I'm buying a demo. So how am I packaging those two together? How am I giving the agency a view that looks like they're buying television, but they're actually buying digital video? That's been a challenge. We do see the change happening that's really helping digital video is that people are looking to buy audiences on linear television now. So what's happening is linear television, from a measurement standpoint, will move closer to digital video and actually enable more of the dollars to go from television to digital video. Once those look the same, where I can take a target, a particular audience segment, and find it on a linear network through a collection of programs, day parts, or specific commercial placements, and I can compare that to the impressions and the reach and frequency that I can get on digital video with that same audience segment, it will be a lot easier for the sellers to allocate inventory both across linear television and digital video. That's been a challenge. The money has not flowed to digital video because it's kind of been in between. It's in some cases sold with digital, but it's commercials. It's commercial inventory, and in some cases it's a linear stream. So we do think that the move to audience buying on linear networks will actually increase the revenue for sellers of digital video. It's a great thing for digital video. Now there's a lot of challenges in that, and the challenge for a lot of our customers is how do you automate this? When cable networks first started competing against broadcast networks, they had a lot more inventory to sell compared to a broadcast network, and automation was the solve to allow them to compete with a lot more fragmented inventory. A Turner network running someone's inventory over 5 entertainment networks and 3 news networks could only compete with the broadcast nets, up to 20 years ago when they really started competing for the dollars because of automation. I see with digital video and where audience buying is going on TV and programmatic really converging in that technology is really going to enable digital video to get more of the dollars from linear television. Programmatic will be the enabler of moving those dollars across the platforms. Data is hugely important right now to the sellers, our customers. They are all in different places trying to test whether they're looking at using Rentrak data or using Kantar, using Nielsen OCR. They are all in different stages of bringing that data in-house and putting it against their programming. The challenge for them in moving towards using these data sets are when we talk about selling a linear network and using other data sets. We talked earlier today in our session about the agencies really want the networks to be able to guarantee against those data sets. So if you're talking about moving to a guarantee, that's going to have to be an industry currency. You may have some one-offs here and there with agencies and networks striking deals to do guarantees on some type of first-party data or third-party data that they mutually agree on. But to get it at scale, there's going to have to be industry adoption of these data sets. The challenge then for the sellers, and I do believe we will get to that point, will then be changing how they sell the linear inventory, because we're still talking about linear inventory here. For example, right now, when an agency buys a linear schedule, even though they are buying a flight and they're buying an audience, right now a Nielsen demo, and they're buying impressions, they're paying based on the number of spots that are run, the number of 30-second equivalized spots that are run, and that's how they're invoiced, and that's how they're stewarded. They send the agencies a schedule at the point where it's purchased, even during the upfront, and try to show them, here's where your spots are going to run. Well, once we move to audience-based buying fully, just like on digital, there will have to be a change in the culture in that I've sold them an audience now. I'm not selling them a schedule of 30-second commercials. That capability is there now at the networks. They're pulling in the data. They have systems like ourselves and even our competitors where they could sell that way, but that's also a culture shift as to how the agencies are buying. And I do think that will change as agencies move towards more consolidated buying groups where it's not a television and a digital buying group. We'll see those converge, and the mindsets will change where a network will not have to give me a complete schedule of where every spot's going to air and then deliver also on the audience. That will give the network the ability to get into optimization. You talked about optimization. The ability to optimize will be around moving those spots to ensure I'm getting the best delivery of the audience for the agency. But the network's hands are tied right now. Once they give that linear schedule, the agency expects them to keep to that. I believe an open ecosystem can happen, I think, around integrations with whether it's linear sales and traffic systems, whether it's addressable systems, whether it's agency systems. And I believe that we need the standardization, and the way to drive to a standard is for a player like AOL to move to an open platform. What that will do is enable other platform vendors like Invision and our competitors to look at, when we're investing in technology, to say, are we going to build our own one-off integration with a particular internal system or third-party system, or should we look at how this will fit into the open ecosystem? Understanding where the agencies are going and them plugging into these open systems, ourselves as a technology vendor are going to want to play in that open marketplace. So I believe what it will do will drive investment from technology vendors into standard interfaces, standard platforms, and that's desperately needed in television. It's a piece that I think now, to handle the fragmentation, we have to get to. So I think it moves in the right direction, and I do think it will happen. It will take some time, but I do believe it will move in that direction.